Hey, good morning, Barrie Methodist Church. It's Steve Bradley with you on this beautiful Monday morning, but I am recording this on Sunday afternoon, so I'm really excited to be with you. And didn't Jenn just do an incredible job on her sermon, speaking to us about prayer and giving us some great challenges on how we can pray this week? So this morning, we're going to continue that conversation on how to pray. How did Jesus pray? When did he pray? And so I'm really excited about sharing that with you this morning, because Jesus, over dozens and dozens of times, Jesus talked about prayer in the Gospels as they refer to him finding a quiet spot. That's one of the things that Jesus did. He found a quiet spot to pray and be by himself, because it can be kind of tricky at times to pray when you have lots of distractions around you, lots of noise around you. So sometimes it's good just to find a quiet spot. And Jesus prayed in all sorts of different situations. You know, maybe you're here and you're listening, and if you're having a financial situation, talk to God. If you're having relationship issues, talk to God. If you're having career issues or considering career changes, talk to God. There's all sorts of different ways that and in different seasons that we should be talking to God. And one of the things that I wanted to share with you guys this morning is, as we are talking to God and praying like Jesus, when I first became a Christian, I wanted to tell you about my prayer life. Because when I first became a Christian, I found it really difficult to pray, because I didn't know Jesus would want to hear from me if I was sinning. I was having a really hard time getting traction in my prayer life, getting traction in my Christian walk. And so I would stop praying to God because I sinned, because I didn't think he would want to hear from me if I did something wrong. So one of the things that I had a hard time breaking the chains from is swearing. And I swore all the time, the F word. And I'm sorry if that makes you feel uncomfortable, but the F word was something that I had a hard time dropping. And so I would stop praying, because I was afraid that God was an angry man, an angry old man up in the clouds waiting to smite me because of my sin. And I couldn't articulate what I felt, what I was feeling, to be able to share with somebody. So I couldn't get out of that pattern. I couldn't get out of staying away from God because I sinned, instead of going to him and saying, Lord, forgive me of my sin. Lord, help me out of my sin right now, because I've messed up. And he is the key to breaking our bondage in sin. And so I needed to go to him. I needed to pray to him. So even in your season of sin, even in your season of you're struggling in an area, you need to talk to God. And sometimes that just holds us back from having a conversation with him, because we have done something wrong. It's like we don't want to tell our parents that, you know what, I messed up. And sometimes prayer becomes very difficult because we have messed up, and we don't pray because of that. But God wants us to run to him right away when we've done something, because he wants to help break those bonds, because he knows what's right for us. So my son nope, that's Reed. That is Reed, and he is my youngest. And so Reed, we need to pray to God at all times, don't we, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you pray to God a lot?
I try to.
When do you find it hardest to pray? I don't know either. Sometimes we just don't pray because we just don't pray. We don't think about it enough. And so I hope you guys remember last week I said I'm going to ask you if you have your journals. So this week, boom, you got to have your journal. And this is what I want you to write down. I want you to write down when you find it easiest to pray and when you find it hardest to pray. So I find it hardest to pray when I have sin in my life. And still today, that it would be the most difficult thing, when I'm like, I shouldn't have done that. And it's still today, I'm being honest with you, it holds me back from praying. And so it becomes easiest for me to pray when, there's my wife, my whole family is here. Jenny, come on out here for a second. When do you find it easiest to pray?
Okay, so I definitely find it easiest to pray in the morning before the kids get up if I make sure I make the time for that. But I utter breath prayers all day long.
So you're just walking with them all day long.
Trying to.
Sure,
yes.
yeah.
Yep.
That's all she has right now.
It is.
I threw her on the spot there. She's a good girl. Anyways, so that is when it's easiest for my wife to pray. And so I want you to write down in your journal, when is it the easiest to pray and when is it the hardest to pray? And then we can keep notes, or even if you want to throw in your comments below, because your comment could really help somebody this morning. Somebody else may say, yeah, that's what I struggle with too. So anyways, guys, I hope you're having a fantastic morning, and I hope you guys have a great day. It's gonna be beautiful. Look at it, it's sunshine. I hope we get sunshine all week because it feels great. Hey, Rita, you want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye, guys. I hope you have a great day.